Hey friends. So I asked you a question about when your birthday is. And so today we're going to be graphing and making a tally chart for your birthday. All right, so this is going to be my tally chart. I'm going to start by making my title. What do you think the title of my chart should be? How about our birthday tally chart? Okay, and then right here, this will be for the month or months. This will be for the students who have a birthday. That's where we'll put our tally mark. And then this will be the total. Okay, so the months of the year, I need to label each one of these before we can make our tally chart. We have January, and I'm not going to have room to spell out the whole entire month, so I'm going to abbreviate it. That's where you take a short section of the word and put a little period after it. That's called an abbreviation. So for January, it's Jan, period. February, March, I don't know that it has an abbreviation. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay, so now I'm going to take the data that I collected about your birthdays to make our tally chart. So for January, we have 3 students that have a January birthday. So I'm going to make 3 tally marks. For February, let me see if I can scoot that a little closer. All right. For February, there was 1 student with a birthday in February. So 1 tally mark. For March, there's 1 student with a birthday in March. For April, 2 students have an April birthday, so 2 tally marks there. In May, there were no students with a birthday. My birthday's in May, but I'm not going to count me for this. This is just for the students. So since there is nobody with a May birthday, we're just going to leave this blank. In June, there are also no birthdays, so we will leave that blank. In July, we have 3 birthdays, so 1, 2, 3. In August, there are 2 birthdays. In September, there are 2 birthdays. In October, there are 2 birthdays. We have lots of 2 birthday months with 2 people. In November, there are 2 birthdays. And I know that this kind of looks like I'm writing 11s because it's a 1 and a 1. But remember, these are tally marks, so it's just 2 marks, not an 11. And then in December, there's 1 birthday, so 1 tally mark. All right, there should be 19 people that were surveyed because there are 19 students in the class. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So yes, this is correct. Now we need to go and add our totals here. So January had how many? Here's January. There were 3, so 3 total students have a January birthday. In February, there was 1 student with a February birthday. In March, there's 1 student with a March birthday. In April, there are 2 students. How many students were there that had a birthday in May? There are 0 students. How many students had a birthday in June? Again, 0 students. In July, there were 1, 2, 3 birthdays. In August, there were 2. In September, there were 2. In October, there were 2. November had 2, and December had 1. So yesterday we asked some questions about the different graphs, and so even though we've not made our next graph yet, we can still ask questions about the tally chart. So let me ask you a question and let's see how you do on it. Let me scoot you a little closer so you can see the tally chart really well. Okay, how many students have a birthday in February? Here's February right here. How many students have a birthday in February? If you said 1 student, you're correct. All right, how many students have a birthday in July? Here's July right here. 3 students have a birthday in July. Here's a little bit of a tricky question. You're going to have to do some math for this one. How many students have a birthday in January and February all together? How many students have a birthday in January and February in all? So to solve this problem, you would need to find January and February right here, and you would need to add these together. So 3 plus 1. So if you have 1, 2, 3 and add 1 more, 3 plus 1 is 4. And you can also solve by counting the tally marks. 1, 2, 3, 4. So January and February had a total of 4 kids that have a birthday in those 2 months. All right, we're going to do some more questions in a little bit, but let's move on to making our picture graph now. All right, now yesterday's picture graph, see if I can scroll down to it there. Let me scoot over so y'all can actually see it better. Yesterday's picture graph was made where it is going horizontally across. That's one way you can do it, but today's picture graph we're going to make vertically. So we're going to graph the results going up vertically. Both ways are correct in ways that you can make picture graphs. Okay, so let's start with our title of this picture graph. It probably should be kind of like our title for our tally chart. Our birthday picture graph. And remember, it can be called a picture graph or a pictograph. Both are correct. Okay, now for the little bottom squares, we need to write in the months. So again, there's not going to be room for me to write the whole name of the month, so I'm going to abbreviate. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. All right, so we have them all. One more thing that we need to add to our picture graph is the key. Remember, a key tells us that each picture represents a certain number. So my pictures for this birthday pictograph, I'm just going to do, we'll just do a circle. It's not a very good circle. There we go. 1 circle equals 1 student. And like I said, remember, as you get into higher grades, sometimes a circle could equal 5 students or 2 students. So you always have to look at your key and get used to that. But in first grade, I believe it will always equal just 1. But it's important to still look just to make sure. All right, let me back up just a little bit so we can look at our tally chart while we're doing this. All right, so for January, there were how many students that had a January birthday? There were 3, so we're going to do 1, 2, 3. All right, for February, there was 1 student with a birthday. For March, we had 1 birthday. April, how many students had an April birthday? 2 students for April. All right, for May, there were 0 students, so we will leave that one blank. For June, there were 0 students, so we will not put a picture there because there were no birthdays. July had how many birthdays? 3 for July. For August, we had 2. September had 2. October, 2 birthdays. We're getting into those months where we have 2 students each. November, 2 birthdays. So we're adding to our picture graph. And December, 1 birthday. All right, so we have created our picture graph. Now let's look at the picture graph, and I'm going to ask you a few questions. I hope you're paying attention to the questions I'm asking, because an assignment that you'll have coming up here pretty soon is going to be for you to ask a question about the graph. So pay attention to the type of questions I ask, and get ready to think about one that you could ask too. All right, looking at our picture graph, how many students had a birthday in December? How many students have a birthday in December? Remember, December is the last month of the year. So down here we have December. There was 1 student that had a birthday in December. Which month had the least number of birthdays? Remember, 0 is the smallest number you can go, and there are actually 2 months that had 0 number of students with birthdays then. So May and June have the least amount of birthdays. Which month or months has the greatest number of birthdays? Remember, greatest means the most. January and July both have the greatest number of birthdays. They both have 3 students that have birthdays then, and there are no other months that have anything greater than that. So they are both tied for greatest, January and July. All right, next question. How many students had birthdays in April and May total? How many total students had birthdays in April and May? So here's April and here's May. 2 plus 0 equals 2. So 2 students had birthdays in April and in May total. What is the total number of students that had birthdays in August and September? So here's August and September. How many total birthdays were in August and September? 1, 2, 3, 4. There were 4 birthdays total in August and September. All right, one more question. How many more students had a birthday in July than in August? So here we are at July and August. How many more students had a birthday in July than in August? All right, so when we do how many more type questions, we have to compare. So they had the same amount of birthdays here and the same amount of birthdays here, but oh, there's no partner for right here. So July had 1 more birthday than August did. You could also do a subtraction problem. 3 minus 2 equals 1. So July had one more birthday than August. Let's do another. How many more birthdays did January have than February? How many more birthdays did January have than February? Alright, so partner here, but oh look, there are no more partners left. January has 2 more than February does. See? 2 more. You could also do subtraction to solve the problem. 3 minus 1 equals 2. So January has 2 more students than February does. Alright, I believe you have a survey question to answer after this, and tomorrow we'll pick back up on our graphing.